I think I almost got kidnapped. This happened during my freshman year of college. I was taking a theater appreciation class, and we had to attend some of the plays the theater department put on. Normally, I went with friends, but for this one, I had to go alone since I had another event when my friends went. The play started at 6:30, so I set out on a short 10-minute walk to the theater. When I arrived, I saw a man standing by the entrance. Out of habit, I smiled at him. I tend to do this with strangers. He smiled back, but there was something about him that made me feel uneasy. We got in line, and he got right behind me, and while we waited, I overheard him muttering to himself about his car and where it was parked. I wasn't really paying attention until I heard him say,
"Where are you sitting?"
I thought he was talking to someone else, so I didn't respond. Once my ticket was scanned, I went in and found my seat. But then, to my surprise, the same man sat down right next to me. I heard him mumble,
"I can't believe it. Right next to me?"
His tone sent a chill through me, but I tried to ignore it. He was probably in his early 30s, and soon enough, he turned to me and started asking questions. Too many questions. "Do you come to these plays often?" he asked. I told him no. He quickly launched into how he was a regular and loved them, even mentioning that his girlfriend was in the play that night. I was still creeped out, but I felt a twinge of guilt for judging him so quickly. Maybe he was just being friendly. But then, something strange happened. Everything I said, he had the same interests and same experiences. It was unsettling. When he asked what kind of music I liked, I decided to mention Regina Spektor. Why did I say Spektor? Regina Spektor, a lesser-known artist, thinking he would know her. His response, "Oh, I love Regina Spektor. She's amazing. I listen to her all the time." Okay, same.
She's not a lesser-known artist.
No. That's not in 2015, that's not oh, gotcha. That's like, okay, you might just be talking to a hipster.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Was he wearing a little bow tie?
Anyway. It was too much. He was agreeing with everything I said, and the more he did, the more uncomfortable I felt. Right before the play started, a woman around his age sat on my other side. The moment she sat down, he went quiet. Then, oddly, the woman struck up the same kind of small talk with me. She even asked similar questions, almost as if they had compared notes. As she talked, she touched my arm a few times in this weird, too familiar way. Just like the man had done earlier, I felt trapped between them. Thankfully, the play started and everyone went silent, but I could still feel their eyes on me, watching me the whole time. At intermission, the man offered to get me something from the concessions. I declined, but he kept insisting.
"I'll surprise you,"
he said, his tone a little too eager. I kept saying no, but he seemed frustrated and eventually got up to leave. As soon as he was gone, the woman picked up right where he had left off, asking me about singing because she thought my voice sounded pretty. I told her I used to sing in high school, but had stopped. Again, she touched my arm while she talked more than once, and it made my skin crawl. When the man returned, he brought back some M&Ms and Milk Duds, both of which looked like they had already been opened. He offered me the Milk Duds, and I declined. He didn't eat them either, just placed them on the floor, like he wasn't sure what to do next. Then he started asking more personal questions about my family and whether I came to college alone. I lied, telling him that I lived with my brother in an apartment far from where I actually stayed. That's when he leaned in and told me he was an amateur music producer and that I had a great voice. I should come by his place sometime to record. He just happened to live near where I said I lived. It was all too much, and the tension in my chest wouldn't go away. Then his phone buzzed. He quickly looked at it and tried to hide the screen, but I saw the message, "She's really cute. Do you think she'll work?" My heart was racing. I wanted to bolt right then and there, but I didn't know what to do. The woman beside me touched my arm again and whispered that she was going to the bathroom, suggesting I come with her. At first, I thought maybe she'd noticed the man's odd behavior and was trying to help, but then I saw her phone light up in her lap with a message that read, "Yes." It was from an unsaved number. I felt my stomach drop. She never went to the bathroom. We all just sat there the second half of the play, and it dragged on, with tension thick in the air. Both of them kept glancing at me, and I could feel my heart pounding in my chest. The moment the play ended, I got up and climbed over the woman, making my way to the exit as fast as possible. Once outside, I darted to the bathroom trying to collect myself, but when I finally came out, I saw the man and woman standing in the corner of the foyer, having what looked like a heated, whispering argument. When the woman spotted me, she immediately stopped talking, and the man began walking towards me.
I can give you a ride to your apartment.
He offered. I told him, no, that my brother was picking me up. Then one of my classmates ran over, calling out to me, Susie, Susie. Not my real name, but this is for privacy. The man backed off when he saw my friend. We left together, and as we walked out, I heard him yell behind me,
Susie, hope to see you again.
I didn't look back. I just ran, staying on the phone with my mom the whole way home. Now, I can't stop wondering, why did they act like they didn't know each other when they clearly did? Why did they both ask me the same creepy questions, touching my arm like they were trying to establish some weird familiarity? And what was with the text? Were they communicating with each other about me the whole time? Where did that candy come from? Why was it already open? Why did he eat it? And why did they keep acting like they were trying to separate me, asking if I wanted to go to the bathroom or ride with them? Am I paranoid or was something seriously wrong? A little note, a girl had been abducted, trafficked, and murdered in my college town a year or two before while I was there.
That little note made me a little sad, but I was gonna say, man, it's just a couple looking for a third.
That's what I was thinking too. Okay, so the first thing I thought of, do you remember that guy that's like, the back of your head is ridiculous.
Yes.
I have your number, and then like in the movie theater,
Yeah.
That's what I imagined first, and then like the story went on. I was like, what if they're just like trying to spice things up?
Yeah.
Like, do you think she'll work?
That's exactly what I was
Yes,
thinking. They're doing that thing where they pretend that they don't know each other, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so they go to this play and they sit next to each other and they're like making little batty eyes.
Yeah.
But then they're trying to get to know this girl. She's by herself. She's young. She's in college.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
She's just their type.
they're just trying to open up a world. And he's like, oh, look how kind I am. And she's like, look how sweet I am.
Mm-hmm.
And they're trying to get her to go separate ways because they want to kind of introduce the topic separately. They're like,
Right.
okay, it didn't work with him. Maybe it'll work with me. Maybe if I
just
can
have a
get
little
her.
girl talk.
Yeah. Go into the bathroom and be like,
Yeah.
hey, so my husband can't get it up anymore. Instead that we have to introduce some 18-year-old.
Yeah. I told my husband I was going to divorce him unless I got a girlfriend, so.
Here I am asking you to be our unicorn.
I'm just a woman asking you to be our unicorn. It probably was sex trafficking, but also could have been just a couple looking to spice things up. It could have been their first time trying it. That's why they're a little awkward. They got to work out the kinks.
Yeah.
For sure.
It's really sad to think that it was trafficking because I want to think it's something lighter than what it is.
Yeah.
Obviously, women are used as decoys in trafficking all the time, which is really sad.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing where they said, like, do you think she'll work? That makes me a little more inclined to think that there was like a, do you think she'll go for it kind of thing? Not like a, do you think this is the good one? Do you think she should be a good one to get? Like,
yeah. Yep.
I don't know.
I don't know. I wasn't there.
That's what I was trying to think on the bright side, guys. Don't judge us for trying to see the light in the world instead of the darkness. We're surrounded by darkness all the time. It's so dark right now. Everything's so sad.
It was a hypothetical scenario. And hypothetically, it was a couple looking for a third. Realistically,
Nope. Couple looking for a third. That's all I'm gonna believe at this point.
The OP did comment that they haven't seen those people since, and hopefully someone said something to them, and they couldn't come back on campus. What if going down the throuple, they're like, oh my God, that was so embarrassing.
Yes, that's exactly the thing too.
They were whisper arguing. It's like, no, you go talk to her. You ruined it. We had her. She liked me.
Yep.
Why are you such a freak, Jared?
That's exactly what I'm thinking about. Like, she's like, you know how much this means to me, Billy.
Mm-hmm.
Jared.
Yeah. I asked you to do
how much
one thing for me. One thing in our whole marriage. My mother was fucking right.
I never should have married you. I should have married the lawyer when I had a chance. And now
I could have been somebody.
Now here I am with a guy who can't even get his dick hard anymore. And I just want kids.
You can't even give me a girlfriend. Anyway.
If you enjoyed that little story, be sure to watch the full episode here.
And make sure you like, subscribe, and all that jazzy.
Jazzy? I see what you did there. Wait, what was that?